10 years, a whole decade spent in the world of software development. When I look back, it's hard to believe how much has changed, both in the industry and within me. I started as a wide-eyed developer, eager to write perfect code, change the world, and build something that would last forever. But the journey wasn't smooth. It was full of twists, hard lessons, and a lot of late nights staring at a screen, wondering what went wrong. In the beginning, I thought that technical skills were everything. If I could just learn the latest programming language or master a new framework, I'd be unstoppable. But I quickly learned that coding was only a small piece of the puzzle. The real challenge? People, clients, team members, even myself. Managing expectations, communicating clearly, and balancing egos often felt harder than fixing bugs in the most complex algorithms. I realized that software is as much about psychology as it is about technology. Understanding people, their needs, and their frustrations became just as important as writing clean code. One of the hardest lessons I learned was that perfection is a myth. Early on, I obsessed over making everything flawless. I'd spend hours tweaking code, trying to shave off milliseconds in performance, or make a design pixel perfect. But the real world doesn't wait for perfection. Deadlines loom, and clients don't always see the elegance of your code. They see results. I had to learn to let go of perfectionism, to deliver something good enough rather than chasing an unattainable ideal. I had to embrace the idea that software is never truly finished. There's always another update, another bug to fix, another feature to add. Then came failure. I'm not talking about small setbacks. I mean full-blown, gut-wrenching failure. A project I'd spent months on collapsed. It didn't just fail, it failed spectacularly. The client was unhappy, the team was exhausted, and I was left questioning everything I thought I knew. What could I have done differently? Why did everything fall apart? That experience taught me one of the most painful yet valuable lessons. You have to fail to grow. Failure is a brutal teacher, but it's also the best one. It forces you to confront your mistakes, to understand where things went wrong, and, if you're brave enough, to try again. After that disaster, I didn't quit. I took a deep breath, learned from the wreckage, and got back to work, better prepared for the next challenge. Another lesson came when I hit burnout, hard. In the rush to meet deadlines and please clients, I forgot something crucial: myself. I was pushing 14-hour days, surviving on coffee and adrenaline, thinking that if I just worked a little harder, everything would fall into place. But burnout doesn't announce itself politely. It crashes into you like a wall you never saw coming. One day, I simply couldn't code anymore. I couldn't think. I couldn't care. Burnout taught me that balance is essential. No project, no amount of money is worth sacrificing your health or sanity for. I learned to set boundaries, walk away from the computer when my body and mind screamed for rest. It wasn't easy, especially when the pressure was on, but it was necessary. I had to remember that I'm not just a machine that writes code, I'm a human being with limits. Over the years, I also learned the power of adaptability. The tech world moves fast, and if you're not willing to move with it, you'll be left behind. The languages I started with, the frameworks I once thought were groundbreaking, are now relics of the past. I had to learn, unlearn, and relearn constantly. Staying curious, embracing new tools, and being open to change became survival skills. But more than that, adaptability meant being open to new ways of thinking, new perspectives from people who approached problems differently than I did. That's where real innovation happens, in the spaces between what we know and what we're willing to discover. And through it all, there's one truth that stands above everything else. Software is never just about the code. It's about solving real problems for real people. It's easy to get lost in the excitement of technology, to think that the latest tool or trend will be the answer to everything. But at the end of the day, software is a tool to make people's lives better, easier, more connected. If you lose sight of that, you've lost the point of why we build in the first place. Looking back over these 10 years, I see a younger version of myself, hungry for success, eager to prove myself. I thought I had all the answers back then. I didn't. I've been humbled, broken, and rebuilt more times than I can count. But with every challenge, every failure, I've come out stronger, more resilient, and more aware of what truly matters in this crazy, ever-changing world of software development. So if there's one thing I'd tell my younger self or anyone just starting out, it's this: embrace the journey. You'll mess up, you'll get frustrated, and you'll wonder if it's all worth it. But those moments are the ones that shape you. They make you better, not just as a developer, but as a person. After 10 years, I can say with certainty, it's worth it.